Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Raved, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Excuse me for any sort of construction noises you may hear throughout this episode. It sounds a little bit unprofessional, but who cares? I do. Now, anyways, in the last episode, I had you guys vote for the evolution that we're going to pick from this guy right over here, and you guys voted. I would have liked a little more votes than what we got, but honestly, I think that the whole layout was a good tie. There were two that were inferior and two that were superior. And then there was one that no one cared about. So, the winner, once we go over to this guy, we just go over his stupid dialogue. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to show you something. If you actually say no to the sailor about hearing his story, he just says this. Oh, don't be so closed-minded. I'd like to hear this tale. I'm bored out of my wits. So basically, you are forced to listen to this sailor's sad story. So we already know all this dialogue that he said. Yes, we understand Eevee's unique Pokemon. And now, we can choose. Now, like I said, there were 5 entries. There was Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Umbreon, and Espeon. And now the winner, with a whopping 6 votes, is Vaporeon. However, the other contenders played very well as well. Jolteon had a vote of 5. Umbreon had a vote of 3, Espeon had a vote of 2, and no one cared about Flareon. And personally, Flareon is my favorite of all the evolutions prior to Generation 4, but it does very bad in this game just because it's not really the best type of attacker. But, you know what, I like the appearance of it either way. But Vaporeon, that is the one we're going to use. So, thank you all for voting. That is now going to be permanently instilled into Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. That Water Stone will make an Eevee evolve into the Pokemon Vaporeon. It's easy to make your Eevee evolve with that Water Stone. All you have to do is use it. Would you like to have the Water Stone? You bet your bottom dollar we do. Fine, you can have the Water Stone. Just like your Eevee, it's invaluable. Except for X and Y, where you can pretty much catch one wherever you want. You're so lucky, big brother. Joey wants something too. Oh, Jovi. I'm not even gonna bother with you. We're just gonna completely ignore your existence. But anyways, outside of Gateon Port, we can now go over to this area, which is where we need to go next. So, another cutscene, because Gateon Port loves all the cutscenes that this game can offer. In fact, I believe the majority of all the cutscenes come from this area only. I think so. Either way. I mean, there are more cutscenes that will appear, but the majority of them, I believe, do appear here. Whew! That settles that. All fixed. You want to talk to me? Yeah, the part shop is ours. You need a machine part? Where's Grandpa? He's gone off to Dr. Kamiko's. When my grandpa gets excited over some mechanical thing, he's off like a shot. Never mind the shop or his grandson, me. I'll find the machine part you need. Can I get you to come to our shop? Well, we were already there where we had some rather interesting examples of sailor talk. Man, Grandpa should be so lucky to have a caring grandson like me looking after him. Wow. That's speaking highly of yourself. However, there are other things I would like to do around Gateon Port, but first let's settle with Purr and his machine part. Sorry, we were out. A machine part, you said, right? And I have to say, that safe is very cool. I like the whole mechanical look of that. Here it is, here it is. This is it. Here you go. And we finally get, or not, well, I guess we got the machine part, whatever. It's a rare item, that machine part. It took a while to get the order in. How's your director, Professor Crane, doing? You had to talk about that. Jovi, don't cry. Huh? The HQ Lab's director was abducted by some goons with shadow Pokemon? I've been through something like that before, but who would have thought it'd happen again? I hope the lab director's found. I'll be rooting for you, so don't give up. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, let's get out of this place so we can start moving on with our life. But what we need to do now, before going back to the HQ lab, is I want to tour around Gateon Port a little bit, because we have a lot of time on our hands. So let's just go around. But the first thing I want to do, before we go over to the rotating bridges, which actually looks like one of the main attractions of this place, I want to talk to this sailor who looks extremely lost looking into the ocean, which I must say looks extremely beautiful. The sea is wide and it fathoms deep, so full of Pokemon it'll make you weep. What's up, kid? Were you captivated by my singing? I'll have you know I placed second at the Krabby Club's music contest. Personally, I thought my singing was very bad, so no, I hated it. Oh, you weren't? Then let me guess, you came for a Pokemon battle, right? If you can beat me, you'll get something good. Alright, so now we have what appears to be the third Pokemon battle that we've seen in this game. Yeah, that sounds about right. Or fourth, you can consider the Sim battle, but either way, he's going to be starting off with a Whimsir and Marill. Now, I have not gone over this before, but any Pokemon that we do not own, such as, well, that Whimsir and Whismur, I confuse it, I apologize, I said Whimsir. Anyways, Whismur and Marill are Pokemon that will not be going over because they are not in our party and we do not own them. So what I can tell you though is their types. Marill is a water type and Whismur is a basic normal type. However, I'm gonna go ahead and just completely take on that Marill just because it has higher defense than Whismur does. And that is something I'll get into later with stats and all that, but by comparison, for people who've been playing Pokemon for a long time, I kind of just know this stuff by memory, so it's fine either way. And with that, Eevee grows to level 11. Now, speaking of Eevee, I do want to evolve him this episode into Vaporeon, even though it would be recommended to just keep Eevee a little bit longer. But, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Actually, well, now that I think about it, it might... No, it is proper to evolve him now. And a critical! Okay, that's something I need to go over. Critical hits. Once criticals are inflicted onto Pokemon, they will do 2.5 times the original amount of damage that would have originally been attacking. So, for instance, that bite had a base power of 60, it went up to around 150 for a critical attack. Now, after we beat the Sailor bossed. You showed me who's best, and we only get $96 from winning from a stupid Sailor. Well, who would have thought it? Me lose to a kid like you. Now, if this were singing, I would have had you beat. But I promised, I'll give you this, kid. And we get the TM45, which is the first technical machine we will get in this game, or the first that one of the first that we'll have access to. Now, TM stands for Technical Machine. Now, prior to Generation 5 and 6, these were one-time use items that would teach your Pokemon a move if they were able to learn it. Now, this one is TM45 Attract, which we were given to by a male sailor, so... not gay. Attract! What this move does is that it will immobilize the opposite gender with love. Now, if we were to teach Eevee this move, we would end up having the advantage over females. So, and then it'd be vice versa as well if our Eevee was female, and it'd be better over that. However, Shadow Pokemon cannot learn any TMs at all because of the fact that they already have their doors that are hard sealed. And at the moment, they do not have any sort of real moves yet. Spoilers. But, anyways, we'll learn Attract on other Pokemon later, or we will sell it. Either way, it's not a move I'm going to be using just because I'm not really a fan of using Attract. But either way, I'm going to hold off that rotating bridge over there because there's some more stuff I'd like to do over to the right over here. Now, there is a particular person that will give you a bit of a walk through the stuff if you're new to this game, so... if Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is your first Pokemon game, well then, congratulations! This game actually let you go easy and learn about completely obvious statements. You know already, don't you? You know what, if we say yes, then he's just gonna say, well, of course you would. You're a Pokemon trainer. You should know. But we're just gonna assume we literally do not know what he's talking about, and the way he says it, we really don't know. So we're gonna say no. Is that right? Then I better tell you. You should know, though. This building is the Pokemon Center. This is where you can get your Pokemon restored to full health. Building next door to that is the Pokemon Mart. They sell all sorts of useful items. Learning to use these two facilities properly makes you a qualified trainer. It's basic! And you know what else is basic? Going over to the left, or not the left, but going up here, because this is yet another major attraction from Gateon Port, which we actually saw in that battle against Sailor Bost. And this is... the Krabby Club. Now look here, boy, the Krabby Club is only the tough trainers. I suppose I could let you win if you beat me in a battle. Let's go for it. So, to get access to the Krabby Club, I almost said Kirby Club. To get access to the Krabby Club, we will have to fight one trainer, but really, this trainer is extremely easy, so it's nothing much at all. He has a Wingull and a Lotad. Wingulls are water flying types. Flying water, it's honestly the same in reverse, but it does sound better the other way. Now, and then Lotad is of course a grass or a water grass type, meaning it has a very few amount of weaknesses. But anyways, I want to go over Shadow Pokemon in battle since I do not believe I've done that yet. Shadow Pokemon in battle, as you can see, the XP gauge that Teddiursa should have is replaced with its Shadow gauge. And as you probably might have noticed at the beginning of the battle, the Shadow gauge went down a little bit, meaning that the more we battle with our Teddiursa, the closer it will be to being purified. Now, I want to take out that Lotad with our Shadow moves. And speaking of Shadow moves, as I did mention, or I failed to mention rather, back in the battle versus boss, Shadow Pokemon's moves are always going to be super effective against any type of Pokemon, excluding other Shadow Pokemon, in which case it would be not very effective. So Shadow Blitz is a very good move to have. It's basically a super effective tackle. So you may be thinking, well then why would you want to just purify your Shadow Pokemon? I mean, they're really good to use. Well, yes, but there will be factors that we'll get into later which determine why you should purify your Pokemon. And you need to be 100% the game. And besides, purifying is fun. Shadow Pokemon they're not good people. Well, on the inside they are, but you know, I'm not going to go over it. Either way, Wingull is defeated. I attacked Lotad first because Lotad has a higher defense than Wingull. But, yeah. I have nothing more to say for that. I lose. You really are quite wonderful. And this sailor gave us more money, so fun fact. Thin sailors give more money than fat sailors, or bulky sailors. You're quite strong, I must admit. I sense a fantastic potential in you as a trainer of Pokemon. That is one way to say Pokemon trainer. The more you battle, the stronger your Pokemon shall grow. It is up to you to put in the effort. Also, there is no rule forbidding anyone but tough trainers from entering the Krabby Club. We have so much idle time on our hands, I decided to play a little prank on you. Ah ha 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 ha. Yeah, real funny. Anyways, let's just gain access to the Krabby Club. Now, here, I'm just gonna stay quiet because the music, I believe, is very good. This just makes me want to wiggle my finger like it's 1930. But there is one thing besides these two girls with their color-changing bowling pins that is very notable at this place. Other than the amazing music, up here, we can actually see someone that we encountered last episode. And who might that be? Mr. Varric and his bodyguards. Now, we can't directly talk to Mr. Varric because, well, of course, we have his bodyguards are there, but let's talk to the one that we have not talked to yet. Mr. Varric tends to his many important business undertakings from Gateon Port. We do a lot of traveling from here. When we get some rare time off, we like to relax and unwind leisurely. I'll ask that you keep it quiet and refrain from disturbing us. And if we go back to Ardos, or Adros, as I called him once. Oh, the kids from earlier. Thank you, Mr. Coolman. Jovi thanks you for saving Jovi earlier. Oh, is that all? That was merely putting a fool in his place. Don't worry about it. So yes, Mr. Varric is unable to talk to now, but there is a Mr. Sailorman over here, so let's talk to him. Hi, how are you doing? Let's have a look at that Eevee you're with. It seems to like you very much. Your Eevee seems to be very happy that it's with you. So this guy is a sailor that will determine how friendly your Pokemon are to you. And over there is some place that we cannot access at the moment, but we will be able to later. Or maybe we can now, but I'm not really feeling up to it. Actually, yeah, we can't go there. But, yeah, you know what, let's do it. This is the main tour of Gateon Port this episode. Now, over here, there really isn't anything much. We can talk to old people. We're the veteran act of the Krabby Club. We've been here the longest. Our Pokemon Twosome Act remains the world's best for all time. We certainly won't be upstaged by upstarts like the magicians on stage now. Yeah, the Krabbies, they look very strange. And also, I do want to point out something. Speaking of that, I was actually looking at their models, and it did occur to me something. If I did not mention this before, I'll mention it now. The models in Pokemon XD and Pokemon Coliseum are reused models from Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2. That is something that was brought to my attention. I already knew about this, but it was brought to my attention once again by a user by the name of Gavin Zorog Wizard, or Dark Wolf Gavin on YouTube. So thank you to him for that information. Anyways, with the Krabby Club out of our way, now we can finally go to the rotating bridges. I've been holding off long enough, but I do believe it is well worth the wait because, to be honest, the rotating bridges are super cool, and in any kind of 8-year-old mind like mine when I first played this game, I just was completely fascinated by it. There is a house over there, but we're not going to go there just yet. And there is a lighthouse. We're not going to go over there just yet. There is a man over here, though, that I do want to battle. And actually, you are required to battle him if you want to 100% the game. for an obvious reason you'll see in the next 25 seconds. Aye, welcome, youngster. No words need be spoken, no questions need be asked. We shall battle, yes? Yes, we shall. Aye, good answer. A battle is a feisty lad is one to be savored. Let's go! And now, Casual Guy Kyle. That's some alliteration right there. He's going to be sending out a Talo and Lediba. However, this is... The reason why I said required is because once we send out our Eevee and Teddiursa, something is going to happen. And you know what that is? That's right. This Casual Guy Kyle owns a Shadow Pokemon that is level 10 plus. So it's a little bit weaker than Teddiursa, but honestly, with a Pokemon like Lediba, no one really uses it. There is a strategy to use its evolved form of it, but I'm not going to go into that for reasons because I'm not going to be talking about competitive strategy against other people from another world. But right here, as you can see, since our Shadow Gauge has gone down 1 bar, we now have access to a move that Teddiursa previously could learn at level 11, which is Lick. Lick is a very basic Ghost type move that will has a chance to paralyze the target Pokemon. It does not work on a it does not work on any normal type Pokemon, of course, because it's a Ghost type. And that's really all I can say at the moment. I'm not going to go over any kind of super effective typings yet, just because that's not really the time. So let's go ahead. Actually, I want to use Tackle on that Lediba, and actually, no. I can use Bite on Lediba, and I'm going to use Shadow Blitz on Talo. That should do it for now. Yeah, Eevee should not one-hit that Lediba. Yeah, it barely did any damage as it is. And if I was to use Shadow Blitz on Lediba, that would not be very effective. In fact, I think the Stupid AI attacks my Teddiursa. Oh, no, it did not. Okay, if it attacked my Teddiursa, then I could have shown off the fact that Shadow moves are not effective, or not very effective against any sort of other Shadow Pokemon, and our attack fell. Oh, thank you, that's exactly what I needed. You know, just lower my attack so then we can make it even more impossible for us to, or make it less possible for us to attack. But this is one of the reasons why you really should purify your Shadow Pokemon. While it does have its ups by being a super effective type against all excluding Shadow Pokemon, it can also enter a state called Reverse Mode, which in Pokemon Coliseum was called Hyper Mode, but they changed it here to Reverse Mode. Basically, in Reverse Mode, there is a chance that your Pokemon will not respond to you at all, and it will inflict damage on itself, sometimes in battle. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and take down that Talo, and the only way to cure your Pokemon temporarily of Reverse Mode is to call out your Pokemon. However, once you do call out your Pokemon, the Shadow Gauge, or the Heart Gauge, I keep calling it Shadow Gauge, the Heart Gauge does go down dramatically. Not so much to the point where it's like an entire bar, but it is around half a bar, so that's very good to have. So when situations are kind of bad in this game, it's actually kind of good. Alright, now Shadow Shed. Shadow Shed, I forget what that does, but I will put it on screen right now. I will put it on screen right now because obviously it is informative, because that's what I like doing. So since we cannot use any kind of Shadow move against Lediba, we're gonna use Lick. It may not be that strong, but it sure is better than any sort of Shadow move. So that should take it out to there. And then Lick should... I want to get the paralysis in. If I can get the paralysis in, that would be great. And is that going to attack my Eevee? Yes, it is. Okay, well, I'm okay with that. Eevee's not going to faint at all. Okay, so Lick, that should... Come on, paralyze, paralyze, paralyze. And whoa, you have one big tongue. Ugh, that actually used to scare me when I was a little kid because of that huge tongue. I don't know. I was scared of tongues. That sounds weird. But anyways, at half health with a Lediba, I think it's time for us to use our Pokeballs. So, let's see that awesome and very, very weak throw, as I call it. In Pokemon Coliseum, the throw was a lot strong. It looked a lot stronger and a lot more intimidating. But we get what we get in this game. We don't get upset. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and easy. Lediba is a very, very, very easy Pokemon to catch, so there really was no need to be all like, 1, 2, 3, yeah! But there we go, we have defeated Casual Guy Kyle. Would you lose? No, sir. We got $330 for winning, so now this Casual Guy Kyle actually will give us the most money that we've obtained so far, as well as a Shadow Pokemon. And Lediba has joined our party, not that we're going to use him, though. Too bad, I guess I lost that one. That machine you have in your arm, it is quite the getup. The way the lights pulse and all, it's mighty impressive, whatever that is. I thought for a second there, you taking my Pokemon. Oh, Casual Guy Kyle. Yes, I am an extreme magician. Jovi is my assistant that literally does nothing and looks like she's moonwalking. But anyways, I'm gonna go over to the lighthouse, and that'll be it for this episode, and Come on, just look at that animation for that. Come on, any 8-year-old mind would just fall in love with that. Come on, it is so cool. But over here we get ourselves 3 Pokeballs, so we do get a refund and more for using that one on Ladybug. And I thought for a second there was going to be another box over there, but I was thinking of the box that's in here, because spoiler alert, the lighthouse does have another box right over here. And there is just 1 potion, not anything special, but it is something that is better. In fact, there's a second one over here. In fact, are these the ones I'm thinking of? No, that is a Paralyze Seal, as it spelled it is P-A-R-Y-L-Z. Yeah, I don't know why they named it that. Maybe to abbreviate it. Well, it's actually named to abbreviate, to be honest. But either way, that is going to be it. We could go up in the lighthouse, but I think we're going to save that for another time. For all of you who have played through Pokemon XD before, you know what that is. Alright, but that is going to be it for today in Pokemon XD. We have already done a lot here. There's a house right here. We're going to do that in the next episode, because we are going over 20 minutes, and I do not want to make a long half-hour episode. So, next time on Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, we are going to be going around Gateon Port a little bit more, and then returning to the HQ lab to turn in the machine part. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time! Wait! There's one thing I forgot to do, which I should do right now. I kept it hanging until the very end, and that is to use our Water Stone on our Eevee. This evolution was made possible by your contributions to the YouTube comment section, which is a big cesspool now thanks to Google+. Yes, I am making a generic reference to Google+ here on the video. You know what? Who cares? Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.